minds of a rebel. You are now watching what?
Red Boxing!
Let's get it.
So, Leo Santa Cruz finally is stepping up like a big dog, calling out Gary Russell Jr. after all this time. You know, in the past, we know Gary Russell has been trolling and calling out Leo Santa Cruz because, both of them were at the same weight class. Leo holds a belt down at 126. Gary Russell holds the WBC down at 126. Leo ended up moving up to 130, I believe, take on some fights. I believe he fought Tank Davis at 130. Gary Russell has been trying going hard, trying to get this fight with him, man. He was trolling him, trolling his dad. You know, his dad is sick, or he was sick. And Gary Russell Jr. didn't give a fuck. He said, I'm gonna troll his dad. He went over there putting his hand over his father's hat and all type of crazy shit, disrespecting his father and his family right there. And then everybody was like, damn, why is Leo Santa Cruz quiet as a church mouse, bro? He ain't talking about fighting him. He didn't really respond to the father thing, I don't think. I have never seen a video. If he did, I'm wrong. Correct me. I apologize, but I've never seen it. But now, magically, Leo Santa Cruz went to smoke with Gary Russell Jr. Why? Why is that? Well, I have to thank Tank Davis. I could thank Tank Davis for that, man. Now, before the Tank Davis fight, maybe Leo Santa Cruz was doubting himself when it came to beating Gary Russell Jr. Maybe he was like, yeah, that dude was a little too fast for me, man. I don't like his hand speed. I don't know, man. I don't think I want to take that fight. Because without a doubt, I believe Gary Russell Jr. would have been the fastest, most quickest fighter that Leo Santa Cruz has faced to date, if they fought. But now, why is Leo Santa Cruz calling out Gary Russell Jr. now? Here's what I think. And you can thank Tank Davis, like I just said. Thank Tank Davis for this. I think what happened is Leo Santa Cruz took that Tank Davis fight, man. And I guess kind of similar to Mikey Garcia. See, a lot of people, man, when these boxers move up in weight or something like that to take on other fighters, like bigger punchers or whatever the case is, and then it don't turn out too well for them, they still gain the wealth of knowledge in that fight, man. Mikey Garcia, for instance, with Errol Spence, he claimed he saw something, which was bullshit. Everybody knew that. I'm like, you didn't see nothing in Errol Spence. I told people, I knew right off the back he wasn't beating no Errol Spence, man. He just don't have enough in him to beat Errol Spence. He don't have the IQ. He don't have the speed. And he probably don't have the power to keep Spence off. He just, it's just what it is. Not saying Mikey don't have power. But his power, it seemed like it translated a slight bit at 147. I think his power shines better at 140, though. But that's just opinion. That's what happened with Mikey Garcia. He ended up getting the brakes beat off him in that fight for 12 rounds. And he gained a wealth of knowledge from that. He gained it. Either you gain a stronger chin, or it makes you a worse fighter and you just don't be the same no more. But most of the time, you get stronger from that shit, man. When you lose fights, you get beat up or you get knocked out. You lose fights, you gain hunger and gain confidence, and you may even gain a stronger chin behind that. So Tank Davis knocked Leo Santa Cruz out cold in their fight. And he's never been knocked out like that at all. He's never been. I don't think Leo Santa Cruz has ever been like knocked down. I'm not sure if he has ever even been knocked down until Tank Davis. So that was a learning experience for Leo Santa Cruz. And I think that punch, bro, I think take a punch like that, bro, you gain some experience from that shit, bro. You felt somebody with one of the hardest punches in boxing, you felt his power, ain't nobody fucking with him. I think what's gonna happen is he probably gonna go in there and end up beating fucking Gary Russell, man. I know it sounds a little far-fetched, but he felt that tank power. Ain't nothing Gary gonna really be able to do to him now, fam. He might go in there and walk through Gary Russell Jr., bro. That's what I think. The blessing and the curse, I guess. I mean, you can look at it like that. The blessing in the tank fight. That knockout, I guess it had to happen for Leo Santa Cruz to gain some, somewhere in him he didn't have any. He just didn't want to fight Gary Russell Jr. I don't know. I'm assuming it's the speed. It could be something else he saw that he didn't want no part of, and he didn't feel confident enough to fight him. Because, I mean, he was a belt holder. And why not fight a belt holder? Why now, though? It's because Tank. I'm telling you, that's why. Tank gave him a level of confidence now. I think Leo Santa Cruz now, after getting punched and knocked out, none of these other guys down at 126, 130, I'll just stick to 130, 126. I think that's where Leo Santa Cruz is best at those weights, especially maybe 126. But none of those guys down there have been brutally knocked out and took power like that. Then Leo Santa Cruz is the only one, because Tank is the hardest puncher down at 130. If he was at 126, more than likely he'd be the hardest puncher as well. So this might end up being a dangerous fight for Gary Russell Jr., man. You know, like, it's just like somebody that been through something in their life and it just toughen them up. That could be what happened in here with Leo Santa Cruz. If I'm right and he beats Gary Russell if they fight, it's gonna be a long time before somebody beats Leo Santa Cruz again, bro. Not like that. They might beat him on the points. He's taking everybody's punches down there. Mark my words on this. If they fight and I make a prediction, I'm probably gonna lean towards Leo Santa Cruz, bro. Absolutely. But hey, let me know what you think, man. Oh, not to mention, he was already a great fighter. He was already a good fighter. It wasn't like he was some lower tier scrub or something like that. He was already a good fighter. So, usually when lower tier fighters get knocked out like that, those are the ones that end up never being the same again. Or get beat up really bad or something like that. But the the higher echelon elite fighters and the mid-tier fighters, they usually be all right and gain from it. And usually it strengthens them, man, physically too. Mentally and physically. So he's going into a fight with Gary Russell if they fight with a strong, a better mental strength and a better physical strength, man. I'm telling you, man. Maybe that was he wanted to see how he could handle power. I don't even know what made him take the Tank fight besides money and I guess trying to really push himself. He feel like, well, damn, man, I was giving Tank a good run for his money. Plus, I took his knock. He knocked me out, bro. I felt that power. Ain't nothing this dude Gary Russell gonna be able to do to me. That's what he thinking, and I believe that's what's gonna happen in that fight. I don't think he's gonna really beat up Gary Russell Jr., but I think he's gonna outbox him, or he could possibly hurt him. Who knows? But I think he's gonna win that fight if they fight. Absolutely, after this Tank fight. Yep. But let me know what you think about Leo Santa Cruz calling out Gary Russell Jr. for that smoke. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, share, support. It's Red Life Boxing, and I'm off this.